Alrighty, Valorant has decided to bless us with some updates, and it actually looks decent. Already watched it, so we're gonna skip the yard.
This whole Viper versus Brim thing.
Alright, yeah.
Was Viper?
Yeah.
Hey.
We actually have a
That's great, buddy.
headshot kills
new pistol.
on enemies with light.
New pistol, very cool, very cool. We love the new pistol. Yeah, that's sick, man. You can tap their head when they have light shields. Absolutely fire. Breeze.
You're right.
Breeze is an evil map for evil people. So hopefully they make it slightly less evil. I haven't played Breeze in competitive since I was like bronze, so I can't wait to crash out. Yeah, some of the stuff.
So
is actually,
hop in
like,
and start learning.
Like they've done like wallbang spots aren't as pedophilic either, which is very nice. That's very cool. The new mode also looks very cool. Very nice new mode. We love the new mode. Competitive. I'll come back to that because it's the only thing I have problems with. Esports is like nothing. I don't really care about esports that much. I care about it. I would love to go to an esports event, but I'm not like deep in the trenches and the weeds of esports, so you know I can't really say too much about that. But anyway, alright, competitive and player behavior. Let's listen to some of the shit.
Ultimately, we think these. Hi everyone.
Greetings.
What's up, buddy?
We've got some exciting stuff to talk about before you all hit the ground running with a new rank season.
Essential,
bro.
not exciting.
Essential?
We're rolling out some updates that will likely shake things up for our competitive players, so let's talk about why we're doing this.
Basically, after really zooming into some of your biggest frustrations around matchmaking and competitive queue, we found some underlying systems that needed tuning in order to build better matches more often.
Indeed, all of your terrible, evil smurfs that you send into my game on purpose to be a mental terrorist. It's so weird seeing like the people who have like made my life tangibly worse in so many ways talking to me through this medium, because it's like, how did we get here? You know what I mean?
So, for 2026, we're adjusting how your hidden MMR is calculated. The changes we're making should more accurately reflect individual skill. For most of you, your rank should...
Alright, so this is Yap. I don't know if it'll actually be fixed. If it is fixed, then very
stay
cool,
the same,
very peak.
but some of you might experience some shifts in rank.
Ultimately, we think these changes will help bring more consistency match to match, so that it feels like more matches are balanced and each player belongs in your lobby.
What I want to see is if I'm gold, if I am like a gold 2, I should be against gold 1s and gold 3s. At most. At most. That's all I need to see. I don't want to see a stinky fucking like bronze 2 player sitting in my gold lobby. Or when I'm in plat, I don't want to see a stinky silver in my plat lobby. Because that shit pisses me the fuck off. Just put me against the people I'm supposed to play against. If I lose, then I lose. And then I can play against all the pedophiles in the lower ranks when I lose. But until then, keep me playing against the people I'm supposed to be, like, in the rank with.
So our main focus for 2026 is improving competitive match quality across the board. We want you to boot up Valorant and get into a good competitive game. And we're confident that the systems we're tuning on the back end will help us get there.
But there's also another piece to match quality that can't be tuned by MMR systems, and that's player behavior.
Yeah, so...
This is Jake. the Reyna
in 2026...
Jake. But I think Jake has said this exact thing verbatim. GG's, you're chopped.
We're putting a sharper focus on
I just read, no, Jake's genuinely ripped that before.
disruptive behavior.
100%
When you log into the game, you'll notice there's a new community pack that we're asking all players to accept each year in order
we got the
to keep playing.
I guess.
This might not sound like much at first, but it's important that our expectations are clear with all of you on where we stand on certain behaviors, so that we can hold each other accountable. And the last time you likely saw and agreed to our community standards was your first day playing.
And other frustrating areas so that our systems and comms abuse are used for severe offenses.
We think we've been a bit too soft, so we're right-sizing our penalties to keep severely disruptive teammates out of your games.
But you might be thinking, what if I have a bad string of games and get a little aggro with my teammates? Well, we think there are some pretty clear lines between disruptive behavior and just having a bad day. But to add more transparency for everyone, we're rolling out behavior standing so that everyone can hold themselves accountable and see when and how their behavior has been affecting others.
You'll be able to see what penalties you're at risk of,
I like this, actually. I can see exactly what I've done wrong, and then You can see exactly why.
penalties you
It's
currently
nice for
have and what
transparency.
penalties future
So,
disruption will get you.
We're making
Good
these
job,
changes as
Valorant.
some solid steps on a long journey to stop abusive behavior in Valorant because simply
Alright.
put,
The one thing I don't agree with
if you can't
about this is the one gripe that I have in Valorant. Alright. You know, I'm using paint for this. Alright, paint. So, they're trying to have like their defense system, right? So layer 1 is like you type something in chat, right? And it's like a bad word, right? Bad word. And this is instant ban. This goes to insta ban. Insta ban. However, this is fine for most words. Some words I disagree, which I'll get to back to later. And then next they do like the manual review or whatever, manual, and then they can check things like voice comms, and like the text chat and shit. And then they can see if it's an evil human being, like outside of the automated words. And then after that, then the ban happens, right? Right. So that's an insta ban, and then you ban after that. All I'm saying is there needs to be something like in the moment, right? No, you are a clanker. Don't save. There needs to be something in the moment. And the problem that I have with the current system is I'm not allowed to talk, like, so all of these different systems which they've suggested to keep Smurfs out of my game, I think are really good. How do you do a thumbs up? You know what, I'm just going to do this, and then I'll make it green. I think all these changes are really good and really cool. However, in the moment, when I, little old me, am playing against an evil human being on the enemy team, who is a jett, and they have a gun, and they are shooting me in my skull repeatedly, and they are, I don't know, like 34 and like 16 or some shit. Me over here, I should be allowed, they can ban me, they should show the message, but I should be allowed to call this person over here a child molester. But remember the thing I said earlier? They insta-ban words like this. But I should be allowed to say this because they have allowed this evil human being into my game. And when I tell them what they are, which is that they are a child molester, I get banned. And they'll get banned after, but I should be allowed to say that if it's justified. They should, the new system they should add is that if I call the smurfing enemy reyna or jett a child molester, and they are clearly smurfing, you know, running it down with whatever gun, the vandal, the op, the fucking sheriff, and my skull keeps getting brutally exploded and just disgustingly removed, I should be allowed to call this person a child molester because they do, with their silly little ding-dongs, put that in children. I should be allowed to tell them, no, you are a bad person, you molest children, and then I should be unbanned afterwards. So that's the one thing, that's the one problem that I have with the new Valorant system. I couldn't sleep, and then I decided, then I got sent this, and then I decided to do this, because this is one bit I could think of. Bye-bye.